Mark here for another great Wisdom and Knowledge 5 podcast. And this week I'm going to discuss all things World Cup. Yes, the World Cup is going on right now, and I know there's some backlash or some controversy. First off, things like Iran having to, stay in Mexico and play their games in LA. FIFA would not allow them to switch over to playing in Mexico, and they wouldn't allow them to, in the US and FIFA jointly agreed, and Iran agreed to the terms that you have to leave as soon as your match is over. So they agreed to that. That's what transpired. They did not move on to the next round. But you look at other things that are going on. So many people said, "Oh, well, it's so expensive. I'm not gonna." And tickets are out, ticket rages, for these games. But, I do have a friend who actually went to one of the games, and he went to see actually he was able to see this star right here who I want to get into, Erling Haaland. He is one of the best soccer players around, but look at this story that you're not going to see on, Sports Center, on the news. They're not going to share this incredible information. I was always a big fan of Holland, and now, even more than ever. So let's check this out right here because this is pretty incredible. It goes into the diet that Holland has, and very fascinating. So let's check this out.
So people are always like that 6'5", blue eyes, eats raw meat, drinks raw milk, and is a Viking. Let's talk about it. So this is Erling Haaland, and he's one of the best soccer players out there. And look at his diet. Organ meats, cow heart, liver, grass-fed steak, sourdough, raw local honey, zero processed foods, and raw milk. Everything they tell you not to eat. And I think his skills speak for themselves when he's running 25 miles an hour on the soccer field, trucking everybody because of what he's eating. And he's actually became so popular on social media because of the World Cup that nutritionists are saying that his diet isn't safe. Do you see these Muppets that we deal with? And here he is having a little fatty steak, grass-fed that is, and also some raw milk and raw honey. And it's funny, it's all the things that the government tells you not to consume. Wonder why that is, because the warrior class would revolt, right? And someone's going to say, well, what do you mean that the warrior class ate raw meat? Well, the Norwegians actually have multiple dishes, even one with fish that they ferment for 2 to 3 months and they eat it raw. Yes, they don't cook it. That's what gives you the strength. And there's many other tribes who ate raw meat, and they were all the warrior tribe. So yeah, a lot of things that we don't get really taught about because they want us eating processed foods and being weak and feeble. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Even John has talked about how all the Germans, the Japanese, the Italians, they all ate raw meat. Remember how strong they were? So if you add nationalism and healthy foods and tribalism, you get this? You can feel it in your bones.
Absolutely incredible, the diet that he eats, and that's why part of the main reason why he's such a great player is because he actually takes care of his, health, and is eating the right food to get the right nutrients. Now check this out. Simpsons, you always see these Simpsons predictions. Now they're saying that, it's going to be that the Simpsons predicted that it's going to be Mexico and Portugal in the World Cup finals, and Portugal's going to win. Uh, I myself, I don't foresee that happening whatsoever. I know that the Simpsons has been able to predict a lot, but I just really don't, see this as one that transpires. It could be, but I highly doubt it, you know. And here's another one. Here's another video
I
right
can tell
here.
you exactly who's going to win this year's World Cup just by looking at the logo. We all know the Super Bowl conspiracy. Every year they give us the Super Bowl logo at the beginning of the year, and the colors from that logo happen to be the colors of both teams that end up playing in the Super Bowl. We all know there's a script for the NFL. Well, FIFA has a script too, and it's right in front of our faces, and it's been very obvious this whole time. However, the World Cup logo itself is always black and white. But what you might not know is that every World Cup has official colors. And those colors just happen to correlate with the winner every single year for at least the last three World Cups. In 2022, Argentina won. These are the official World Cup colors for 2022. That's Argentina's flag. Blue, yellow, and the outline of the sun is that exact dark maroon. Then in 2018, France won. You can't tell me that these colors don't match France. I mean, their jerseys are that exact dark and light blue. Their away kits are the white and cream. And then you have the red from their flag. In 2014, Germany won. And this one, I feel like people are gonna say this is a stretch. I don't think so. That is the exact yellow and red tone from the flag. And if you didn't know, Germany's away kits are green. This year's colors, green, blue, red, and then two shades of gray. My first thought, an underdog team, but Morocco. However, they are missing the blue. I think the more obvious option is Portugal. You might be thinking, well, Portugal is red and green, but they also don't have the blue. I challenge you to zoom in on their flag. Those dice looking things, which I'm not sure what they are not black, they are navy blue. So if you believe in conspiracy theories or just, I don't know, facts, Portugal is winning the World Cup and FIFA leaked the script. They wrote the script. They wrote it in. Portugal's winning this year.
So, yes, I really do think Portugal has a chance to be in the finals. And I would say more along the lines of them playing Argentina. And the reason, and my prediction is that Argentina repeats. And the reason why I think they're going to repeat is not only because, it's Messi's last World Cup, it's obviously Ronaldo's last World Cup. So there is a possibility that Portugal could win. But I just see the political nonsense that's going on with around the world and political nonsense in general. You see America, especially with this clown Trump in office, has really close ties to Argentina, the Zionists who are, pushing wars, who are doing this, doing that, really close ties to Argentina. It is a very pro-Israel country, and I myself would not be surprised one bit if Argentina wins, especially since in the United States, this clown Trump is presenting the World Cup trophy. Am I pulling for Argentina at all? No, I have no interest in Argentina. I, am a huge fan for England, Spain, things like that. Erling Haaland's country. It'd be incredible to see Norway win. I don't see that happening. But the bottom line is, you know, don't get sucked into this World Cup and being obsessed about it. Yeah, it's going on. People are watching it, but there's more important things than some game going on. And it's imagine if the whole world could be this enthusiastic about, things that affect humanity, like these AI data centers going in, chemtrails, you name it, and pool that energy into standing against all this or how they're poisoning our foods, uh, it'd be a much better place. Instead, give them bread and circuses. They'll follow the bread and circuses. They'll get wrapped up in that. They'll say, hey, I don't care about what is going on in humanity, and they'll get sucked into this, that, and the other. I'm not saying don't watch the World Cup. I'm not saying this, that, and the other. But, you know, open your mind to the truth as to what's really going on in the world and take a stand because it's much more important these sporting events than this, that, and the other. You know, as someone who fully comprehends or is continuing to fully comprehend what is going on in the world and how the world is run, now more than ever is the time to take a stand, to, educate yourself, to see, you know, what is really going on and stand against the things that are affecting all of humanity. For Wisdom and Knowledge 5, I am Mark. Much love. Peace.